Yeah, it's very choir. I think it'll be good. The other hymns were familiar with, right? Like come let us sing, and common praise to the Maker. We know that. Um, so yeah, just follow them. Oh, and open our hearts. We know too. So I am the dream.
Good morning and welcome to worship at St. Paul's United. My name is Amelia Rizagi and I'm a member of the youth group. I have been asked to lead this service to honor Denise Davis Taylor this morning, and I'm incredibly honored to be able to help celebrate such an incredible and important member of our church community. The school year is almost ended. I'm feeling pretty excited about finishing grade 9. I'm looking forward to the opening of new chapters in life, much like what we're celebrating today. I want to give a special welcome to our guest, the Reverend Dr. Gordon Oakes, who many of you know, who is with us today representing the wider church and is a colleague of Denise's. We gather in the name of God, who is holy love, ever present around us in the world, as we know it and far beyond what we can ever know or comprehend. I invite you to open up your books to Voices United, number 222, to the song, Come Let Us Sing. We are the people of Treaty 6. We are all beneficiaries to the languages, traditions, and cultures of those nations who lived on these lands for thousands of years. The Dene, the Cree, the Saulteaux, the Blackfoot, the Iroquois, and Métis Nation 4. We honor their descendants and dedicate ourselves to living into reconciliation with them. And now, I invite you again to open up more voices, number 21, Open Our Hearts.
Open our hearts, open our minds.
Creator, as we stand here at the beginning of summer and at the end of this chapter in the life of our congregation, we give thanks. Thank you for this time to be together before some go off to holidays and summer camps to visit friends and family. Thank you for the slower time of summer, gardens to tend and enjoy, people to sit with in the shades of the trees in full leaf. Thank you for all the memories from the past 25 years. Thank you for your presence, inspiration, and call that has taken this congregation into the world in so many exciting ways. Be with those we know and all those who we do not know, so that they may have love and compassion in their lives. We pray for those living with illness. We pray for those who are struggling to make ends meet and living with other challenges that they have little control over. May they feel the strength of your presence in their lives. God, you bless all people. The earth is your blessing to us. May we treat it and all living creatures as the blessings they are. May we live on this earth, grateful for all it provides, and with respect for the beings with whom we share it. We pray these things and all the others that lay in our hearts. In the names of the one we follow, Jesus. Amen. Now you may open up More Voices, number 106, to the song I Am the Dream.
I am the dream, and you the dreamer. I am the song, and you are the rhyme. You are the tune sung in every silence. You are the now in the endless stream of time. I am the bell, and you the silence. You are the yearning I cannot curtail. I am the blessed, and you the blessing. You are the wilds in which I lose my trail. You are the word, and I the echo. You are the leader, and I am the land. You are the joy, and I the laughter. You are the rock on which I lay my head.
Exodus 3, verses 1 to 8, 13 to 14. Moses and the burning bush. Moses was keeping the flock. Exodus 3, verses 1 to 8, 13 to 14. Moses and the burning bush. Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro, the priest of Midian. He led his flock beyond the wilderness and came to Mount Horeb, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of a bush. He looked, and the bush was blazing, yet it was not consumed. Then Moses said, I must turn aside and look at this great sight and see why the bush is not burned up. When the Lord saw that he had turned aside to see, God called to him out of the bush, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Come no closer, remove the sandals from your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. He said further, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. Then the God said, I have observed the misery of my people who are in Egypt. I have heard their cry on account of their taskmasters. Indeed, I know their suffering. And I have come down to deliver them from the Egyptians and to bring them up out of that land to a good and spacious land, to a land flowing with milk and honey. But Moses said to God, if I come to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. He said further, thus you shall say to the Israelites, I am has sent me to you.
We now invite Rondi Kyle to share a reflection.
So I have my timer here because Rondi and I really like to talk. So we don't want to bore you to tears today.
Although our conversations, I don't know if this is on. Is this on?
No, it's on mute. It's unmuted.
Thank you.
There you go.
It's good now. I don't know if our conversations are ever boring.
No, I don't think they're boring.
We could do a minute for each year we've known each other.
And how many years is that?
Okay, 30.
Okay, maybe
31,
not
maybe
that
not
long.
that long.
How about 7?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, here we go.
So we met each other when I was still a youth, and I didn't know you well, but you were a youth leader at a youth rally I went to. And then I came to the city, and I worked on a project with you and a person named Marty Settle, and we worked on a statistics project. And then, I don't know, I think we kept seeing each other at youth events and youth committees and youth work. And then I was here for a little while. I did a practicum. No, actually, before that, I think you were in my discernment committee. I was at Chalmers Castle Downs discerning whether ministry was something I wanted to do, and you were on that committee. And then I did a practicum here for a year, and then I came back 10 years later and have been here for 10 years. So, and this, we've worked together for a long time. And this, I don't know if you remember this. This is, as I was looking around my house, I thought, this is how Denise and I work together. Denise said, she was invited to our wedding, and she said, I want to make you a quilt for your wedding. And we went to a quilt store, to a sewing store, and we looked around, and I held up this pattern, which, not being a quilter at the time, didn't realize how complicated it was, and said, how about this one? And Denise said, yeah, I can give it a try. And I think that just sums up so much of what we've done. Yeah, I can give it a try. So we dream big and we give it a try. So that was, I kind of brought that for that. It's this gorgeous quilt that Denise made. So. But I think that just sums up so much of what we've done together is we have these plans, and then they're kind of plans along a path that we kind of go all over the place, but we know where we're going, but the path is not always straightforward, but the results are so rich in everything that we've done. And thinking about what we've done, some of the highlights of what we've done, I think of working together with you with youth groups, and working together, doing Godly Play by Zoom, and the whole trying to figure out what the heck we've been doing over the last 2 years as children and youth moved mostly virtual. There's so many more, I can't even remember them all. But one of the biggest ones for me has been Church in the Woods. And Church in the Woods started out as a summer program that wasn't called Church in the Woods End, it was but our summer program, and we did stuff here in the basement for a week with the children in the summer. And then we decided, let's move it to the park. So we started with Horlock for a few years, and we've gone to a few different parks. And it was this time outdoors, and it was it was joyful, it was creative, it was playful, and it was child-led. So we really followed where the children led us. And it was being completely and deeply present in nature, but also with children. And I think the biggest thing was just this freedom of letting go of programming. We had an idea of what we wanted to do, but we really just went with it and thought, well, we'll plan a ton of things, but just kind of see where holy mystery, where God takes us in this. And it was just joyful. And I remember saying one day when the day had ended, I can't believe, or maybe you said it, I can't believe we get paid to do this. It was just such a joyful, really joyful thing. I think that's some of it. Oh, and I remember, I'm going to say one other thing I remember paddling. One time we rented canoes, and we had the entire group in the canoe, and I'm paddling, and I look up, none of the kids are paddling. The guy behind me is paddling, and Denise is paddling. I'm like, there's like 10 or 12 or 15 of us in a canoe, and her and I are paddling us down the river. It was a lot of fun. But just all these, all these great moments. I don't know, what stands out for you, Denise? What do you remember? What was delightful or joy-filled for you?
I really like the time of being curious. I think curiosity is one of the things that would mark our working relationship. Yeah. Curiosity and a willingness to try things out and fail sometimes. But to just keep going, keep trying new things out.
Let's give it a shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, yes, paying attention to the teenagers that we've worked with and the children we've worked with, and see what will work best for them and their families.
Yeah, really, I think it's been a time of how do we serve this community? How do we serve our children? How do we serve our youth? For you, how do you serve the young adults?
Right.
Yeah, that's been just a pleasure in a lot of ways. When we were talking about all of this, we were talking too about the service and the passage of the burning bush, and I was asking you, what do you like about that passage?
Well, this passage, the passage of the burning bush, is a foundational passage for my faith life and my faith. It's a story that keeps coming back, and every time I come back to it, I discover something new that can help me move forward in my life. And so one of those things is Moses actually noticed that there was a difference in that thing that was going on. It was a burning bush, but it was paying attention. And then not only did he notice, but he was curious enough to go and investigate. And I think that's just one little piece of that story. And the other piece of it that is absolutely foundational for me was when I learned about the whole I am who I am what I am, is opened up the possibility to let go of images of the divine and of the sacred that didn't work for me, and open up the mystery and enter into the mystery and know that I will never know all there is to know about God, as I will never know about the people I'm in relationship with. So I always need to attend. So they kind of go together.
Just that deep presence and that mystery. Darn it all! I guess we're almost out of time.
Yep.
Well, and we did say that when the timer went, we'd wrap it up in 2 more minutes, just so you know. We knew that wouldn't be quite the end. So one of the things we also said was is it going to stop? It'll just keep ringing?
Okay.
This has been another thing that's marked our time together is technology frustrations.
Yes.
I can't even say the word today. One of the other things that you mentioned to me about that passage was that it's a time of new beginnings. The time that Moses had tending the sheep was done, and he was being called and drawn to something different. Did you want to talk about what you're moving towards?
Well, that's unfolding. Ministry-wise, that's unfolding. I'm not sure where my next steps in ministry will be, but right now, spending more time with people that I care about and love deeply, and resting as the first few steps of that. So we'll see how it evolves after that.
Yeah, you have new beginnings unfolding too.
Yes, I do.
That's kind of exciting. I don't know if we had anything else we had to say. I don't think so. It's been good working with you. It's been a lot of years, and it's been a real gift and a real joy and a real pleasure.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
a real highlight. I've been especially glad that you've been here in the last 2 years, that we had each other to lean on and to work through all of the challenges that we've had to deal with.
Yeah, it's been
And
nice.
of course, our other colleagues that were more technically savvy than us.
Yes.
In particular, I'm looking at Tyson here and Susan, who is taking some time away today. But both of them have also been part of that. And
Yes.
of course, Catherine. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And I don't know, do you want me to just say the hymn? We're going to sing Go Make a Difference. And I could give that to Amelia, but it's in your hymn books. It is 209. And I muted it.
Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. We are the salt of the earth, called to let the people see the love of God for you and me. We are the light of the world, not to be hidden but be seen. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. We are the hands of Christ, reaching out to those in need. The face of God for all to see. We are the spirit of hope. We are the voice of peace. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make
Okay, next up we have quite a few reflections. So let's start with Terry Kaza.
This is kind of going to be like me reading you a love letter, because I thought I was going to be speaking from the pulpit over there and not having a conversation with you. So Denise, it is an honor for me, like Amelia has said, to pay tribute to you today. And although I'm sharing some of my memories and my family memories, I suspect that many of us at St. Paul's have similar stories. You've been part of our family's life since you came to St. Paul's, and you and I and some of the other people on the social justice team reminisced about that when we had our gathering last weekend. I think it was when our youngest son Adam was in junior or senior high, and he was 12 or 13, and now we just celebrated his 40th birthday. So that's lots of years. Thank you for the spiritual guidance that you provided our kids through junior and senior high and university. Thank you for the Friday fun nights, the spaghetti dinners, where the youth turned the basement into an Italian bistro, for the intergenerational activities that fostered wonderful relationships. Ben and Adam participated in the international trips that you led to Guatemala and then to Mexico, along with Jason and Tedra. And those trips contributed to their understanding of other cultures and their awareness of social justice issues, and it moved both of them to become Spanish speakers. And our daughter Kristen had your support from the time she felt called to ministry, and through her studies to ordination and beyond that. Thank you for continuing to be in touch with our kids over the years, having coffee with them if they were in Edmonton, or chatting with Ben and Kristen if you were in Toronto. Thanks for sending congratulations for graduations, ordinations, births, adoptions. Your welcoming the newest members of our family has meant a lot to all of us. Since St. Paul's began its affirming journey in 2005, you've committed your energy and support and counsel to many people in this congregation. The affirming team here always knew that we could count on you and the youth group to show up to march with us at Pride Parade, and we're really grateful for that. Adam came out to you before he came out to Rod and I, and I think that you met Elwyn, Ben's husband, in person before Rod and I did too. So we're really grateful that our kids have another unconditionally loving adult in their lives. I wanted to thank you as well for your commitment to the personal and spiritual growth of students at the University of Alberta through the Faith Lift chaplaincy. I remember one particular successful advocacy that you and some of the then young adults at St. Paul's did on campus, and that was for fair trade coffee. And so now any of us who go to the U of A can enjoy fair trade coffee, and that was due in part to your advocacy with the young adults and some other groups probably on the campus as well. I remember the dinners with friends on campus that we used to have, the fundraising dinners that you organized for chaplaincy, and the Sunday services led by U of A students. All of those provided lots of opportunities for us here at St. Paul's and the students from the U of A to learn from and to enjoy each other. Also, sharing about your work in groups like The Landing and Outreach on campus have informed and moved us at St. Paul's towards being a more aware, open, and inclusive community. So thank you for that. And it was wonderful to read about some of the student chaplains that you've mentored in your final footnotes email that you mailed out earlier this month. It must be really gratifying for you to see them established in communities and careers too. Yeah. The Easter sunrise services have also been really special to our family. And I see Catherine Moore here from Knox Med originally. I think, Denise, you used to do those on your own, just with St. Paul's, and then we started doing them with Knox Med, and now with Spirit of Hope. They've always been really special to us. I can remember meeting at Horilac Park as the kids tumbled out of vehicles, tired and bedraggled after their all-night Easter vigil, hauling hot chocolate and cinnamon buns that you had baked with them to share around a roaring fire, watching the sunrise through the trees as we all sang, "Joy Comes with the Dawn." So gathering outside and singing and sharing has been deeply meaningful for us. And thank you, Denise, for being so generous with your time. Lastly, as much as we appreciate you in our lives, it's been a pleasure for us to know you and Lawrence. And I think Lawrence is here today. Yay, okay. And as Bryn and Nathan and Jeremy have grown and matured and moved on to careers and family life too. And I know how much you and Lawrence love spending time with your grandkids, and I think there's some grandkids here today as well, right? Up in the balcony. Right on, welcome. Yeah. And I wanted to say thank you to your family for being part of the fabric of our community here at St. Paul's. So as you retire, Denise, I wish you all the best, knowing that you leave a legacy of nurturing relationships, mentoring young leaders, and a solid commitment to social justice here at St. Paul's. May you continue to be blessed by creation, by the communities that you are part of, and by family as you move into another exciting and, as you said, mysterious phase of your life.
Now we have Jennifer McKersher-Rod.
I too thought I'd be speaking from the pulpit, and I think I'm so used to Zoom meetings and Google Meets that I just feel like I need to stand this way and not actually be able to see somebody face to face, and you all can be little icons on a screen. Denise, it is very much an honor and a privilege to be invited to say a few words about you this morning. I feel like I've known Denise since my early adulthood, late youth, and I think before I even met Denise, I knew who she was. Her reputation as an amazing diaconal minister and a person is well known both within and outside of the United Church circles. Joyful, gracious, generous, and creative are only four of many words that describe Denise. So using her name as an acrostic, the creative part, you influence me, here are a few more. D, dedicated, dynamic, devoted, dignified, delightful, dear. Denise's positive energy, passionate commitment to social justice, and profound teachings have been a gift to the congregation, the University of Alberta, the wider community, and especially the children and youth of St. Paul's. She has made a difference in the lives of countless people, walking with them on their spiritual path and supporting their development. Denise is a dynamo. E, enthusiastic, empathetic, ethical, empowering, easygoing. Denise has encouraged us to embrace joy in the everyday, to think critically about how we express our faith, and to share our God-given gifts and talents within the communities that we live. Nothing phases Denise. Her superpower is flexibility and quick thinking, coming up with plans B, C, D, and E quickly and effectively. Denise was exceptional as she willingly stepped in to officiate Dale's and my wedding 19 years ago, when Catherine Harton unexpectedly had to travel to New Zealand and couldn't marry us. Denise's positive and genuine energy made the wedding service extra special. Many of the attendees commented specifically on how much they appreciated Denise's warmth and personality. I feel so blessed that 3 years after that, she performed Lauren's baptism right here in this church. Denise is excellent. N, nurturing, non-judgmental, noble, neighborly. Denise cares very deeply for the children and youth of St. Paul's. She goes above and beyond to support them and their families as they navigate faith development, self-discovery, and daily life. Denise has intentionally spent time with each of my children to get to know them and to develop a relationship with them. She seeks to understand their needs and meet them where they are, rather than others, meet their mother, might think that they should be. Sorry, James. Denise is a natural. I, imaginative, inquisitive, insightful, intelligent, inclusive, inspirational, impactful. Denise has been a catalyst in connecting St. Paul's members through multi-generational events such as Games Night, Sunday lunches, and seasonal activities. She has fostered friendships among congregants and introduced newcomers to people who have similar interests. Denise's sermons have consistently left me filled with hope, as well as challenged me to view the world from different perspectives. Her messages emphasized our call to seek justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with our God, and illustrated how we could live our lives as faithful people. Denise is illuminating. I really enjoyed the thesaurus. I just wanted to point that out. S, sincere, sensible, selfless, skilled, strong, soulful. Denise creates space for each person to be their authentic selves, knowing they are safe and supported. I know that my two children, Lauren and James, have sought out Denise for counsel, asking questions and engaging in conversation about a wide range of topics, from faith to life, the universe, and everything. Denise has shown us exceeding kindness as she transported James to and from youth group, incorporated his interests into the activities upon which they embarked, and endured his enthusiasm for obscure topics of conversation. Denise is a saint. E, extraordinary. Simply put, Denise is an exceptional minister, teammate, leader, friend, and person. And while I'm sad that she'll no longer be a part of the staff of St. Paul's, I am so very excited for her as she embarks on the grand adventure of retirement. Denise, there are not enough words to capture your essence and what you mean to us. We love you and will miss you greatly. You are a blessing to us and to the world.
Now, please welcome Sandra Walker, or Sandy Walker, sorry.
Good morning, everybody. So the first message I have is from my daughter, Denise Walker, who is unable to be here today as she's working her job as a team lead at EMS Dispatch, so she has a lot of shift work, and I think she's very good at her job, but then I'm biased. Anyways, so here's her message. Dear Denise, looking back at my life, I am so grateful that you were such a constant, unwavering person that I could always turn to. You were present for so many formative experiences for me. In youth group, you helped foster such a safe and expressive environment for myself and others to grow and explore ourselves in. Not only did I learn how to share my inner world with others, I learned valuable ways to be present, enjoy life, and be a part of a vibrant community. Eventually graduating to youth leader, as I got older, gave me the tools of leadership, public speaking, and group facilitation that I use every day in my adult life. There were hard times in my life that you always made sure to carve out time to hold space for me. You have touched the lives of so many. You see and nurture the best parts of people. I know you will be missed, but we wish you an incredible retirement. Love, Denise Walker. And then I have a message just from our family. Dear Denise, It's an honor and pleasure to know you and be in the presence of your kind and loving spirit. When my daughter Denise was a young teenager and barely speaking to me, you were there guiding her. She just loved to go to youth group every week with her friends and Denise Davis Taylor. You're certainly instrumental in helping her become the fine young woman she is today. And thank you, too, for the support you provided to me personally during some challenging times. I have a specific fond memory of you leading the memorial service for my dear friend Val. And I'm grateful for that and the compassion and the hope that you brought to that day. So our very best wishes to you and Lawrence for a long, healthy, and happy retirement from our family. May love and sunshine fill your days. Love from Sandy, Roger, Denise, and Claire Walker.
Thank you. This is a special treat that you would come out of retirement, sort of, kind of, to come and be with us today. Gordon was here, as many of you know, when I arrived. So Gordon had already been here 10 years? There you go.
Good. Okay.
So, thank you for being here.
Well, here we are.
Here we are.
You're really retiring?
Yeah, that means,
You're
what does that mean for
You're
you?
far too young looking to be retiring, isn't she?
Thank you.
That can't be so.
That's why I'm sitting down resting.
Okay. Well, I'm delighted to be here today and to see so many familiar faces and to be sharing in this celebration of your years of ministry. Amazing. But this is a very significant time for me today. Believe it or not, and this is scary, 20 years ago today, I stood here and retired from the ministry of St. Paul's. 20 years ago. Oh! You know, it feels like I've never left. Feels like I've never left. And at that point, I was very proud of the fact that I was the longest serving minister that this congregation had had. What are you doing at 25 years? Totally outstripped me.
Oh, it was way so much fun. That's fine.
But that says something about this congregation, doesn't it? What a marvelous congregation it is to serve and to be a part of, and to just to feel the heart that really is here. And today they're celebrating part of the heart that you have brought to the ministry here, Denise. And we've heard from Jennifer and Terry and about Sandy, but what you've given as a person to their lives and their ministry. And I could speak about some of those things that I'd shared with them, but I want to talk about something just a little different, and that is Denise as a colleague in ministry. I have been in ministry for 56 years this month, which also is amazing. 56 years goes too fast. And it really is quite amazing to think that we have worked together for well over 40 years. I've known you for over 40 years. And I was minister at Robertson Wesley Church. And Denise and Lawrence went to St. Andrews, and they were doing the youth and education ministry there. And so I got to know them at that point and thought how fortunate that congregation was to have the life and the vitality and the energy that you and Lawrence brought to that. And I know you provided an education ministry. You wrote a curriculum that was used in the congregation. But really, I think in many ways began what came out of your ministry, a youth ministry to the United Church in a wider way. And I know you were instrumental in helping that to happen. But there's a part of ministry that people do not know about, and that is the ministry that happens outside the congregations that we're called to. And for many of us, we get to know each other as colleagues in ministry because of that wider connection at conference level, at presbytery level, and at the national church. But in order for that to happen, it requires a congregation that has the vision and the understanding to say, yes, this person is the minister to us, but they have gifts, they have abilities to be shared with the wider church. And one of the gifts that we've talked about of St. Paul's is giving us as ministers the permission to use our gifts for the good of the wider church. And St. Paul's ministers over the years have made a significant contribution to the presbytery, the conference, and the general council level. And so, both of us really admire the vision and the willingness and the leadership of the congregation here to allow us to do ministry. And as we do that, then we grow as colleagues, because we have worked together at presbytery levels, conference levels, general council, Naramata, St. Stephen's College. And that has really, helped us in terms of our relationship and knowing each other and being with one another. And that truly is a marvelous gift. We have 3 orders of ministry in the United Church. We've changed some of our language, I know, and this may not be true any longer. But our understanding was we have 3 orders of ministry. We have the lay ministry, diaconal ministry, and the ordained ministry. And each one provides a different expression of leadership for our congregations. Denise was a diaconal minister, and the call and the commissioning for them was one of education and service. And the role of the diaconal ministers in the United Church of Canada cannot be spoken of too highly, or highly enough, because of the gift that approach to ministry that you've provided as diaconal ministers. And it was always one of not being the minister or the leader, but one who was in collegiality with others, who was encouraging others in their ministry and in their growth. And it's that encouragement that you have always given and that I've experienced from you, Denise, over the years. And this is the kind of the part that congregations don't know about, the other work that happens. And I want to just say a little bit about Denise's involvement with the diaconal part of ministry across Canada. And many people probably aren't totally aware of your work in this, Denise. Denise was a diaconal mentor and learning facilitator for many diaconal students at the Centre for Christian Studies, which is in Toronto, and was a chaplain at one of the social ministry learning circles. She also co-taught a course in the Western Field-based program for diaconal ministry, which happened here at St. Stephen's College, working with Frank Henderson in the leadership role of that. Currently, Denise is sitting on the coordinating committee for the diaconal ministry of the United Church and is continuing to support their gatherings and their enhancement of ministry. Denise is also on the Master of Theological Studies Committee at St. Stephen's College and makes a significant contribution there. And that really is important, that the wider church keeps going, where people like you can give some of your gifts and your time and your energy to be a part of that. The list could go on, but I think it's important for people to know that beyond that, there is a ministry that happens. And one of the exciting parts is when I came to St. Paul's, and we were looking for someone who could be involved with our youth and education and faith formation, and you were available. And I was so thrilled when Denise came, because I knew the gifts she had, the ability she had, and the vision that she had for the wider church. And we worked together for 5 years, and it was truly wonderful, Denise. You're such a good team member, which again is the gift of the diaconal ministry, working as a team member to enhance, to build, to grow, and to support. I could not have asked for anyone better to work with, and I truly appreciate and honor that. Again, part of the approach of St. Paul's was saying, okay, we know that there's an outreach ministry that needs to happen. And lo and behold, the vision for the chaplaincy, the Faith Lift program at the university happened. And that would not have happened without you as the person you are, but also being backed up by this congregation and their support in the Faith Lift ministry. And I know how important and how valuable that was. And you've served that for 20 years, which is truly quite remarkable and amazing. Yeah. The other thing that I'm really excited about and remember is your work with the youth and with the educational programs that happen in Guatemala and in Mexico. How invigorating it was for this congregation to be a part of that. The fundraisers, hearing the story, what was happening, what was going on. And as Terry spoke about, the impact of that upon the young people of this church, opening up their eyes to other cultures, to other parts of the world, and how important that was in the leadership that many of those young people had provided as adults. Very important part of their faith and personality formation. And your part in that was really key. It took so much time and so much energy. So those stories that are in the minds of those of you who are here and those of us who have worked with you. I want to say that in retirement, you're going to discover in your reflection, in your time of taking a breath and taking stock of things, that there will be doors and there are windows that will be opened. And what I've discovered in my years of retirement, things that I didn't know I could do, wanted to do and did, which are really quite amazing. Continuing to use the gifts of ministry that I had. I was blessed to be able to do pastoral care ministry for many years during my retirement, and according to my time and my energy. And you will also make these same kind of choices to do the things that you loved in ministry, the things you didn't have time to do, and the things that are just going to happen. So I wish you that kind of surprising joy in your time of retirement. Taking a deep breath just to kind of be, and also to allow the love that comes from this congregation and your ministry over 25 years here, and how many years totally? 40 years. 41 years. All of that to be a part of who you are, to feel a sense of gratitude and thanksgiving for the blessing that you have given. And may you and Lawrence, as you embark upon this journey and other doors and roads will open to you, may you find fresh blessings and a sense of new being and a sense of knowing how good it was to have been on this journey of ministry and how wonderful it is to be able to be open to another road that's happening. So I wish you the deepest and fullest blessings, and thank you for being a colleague in ministry, for providing the ministries that you have to this congregation and to the wider church. You truly have been a rich blessing.
That's perfect. Amelia, I just want to acknowledge here, too, a number of times it's been mentioned the work I've done at the University of Alberta. And two of my colleagues from the Chaplains Association are here today. That's a bonus because they work really hard and are all over the place too, usually. So Reverend Richard Reimer from the Lutheran Church is here. Would you want to just wave? And Rick Mast from the Christian Reformed Church is with us today. And I just so appreciate that you took the time to be here. Thanks. Let's sing. You've been sitting a long time. Let's just sing a chorus or something. Oops. Oh, we have a video reflection? Oh my goodness. Yes, let's sing first.
There's a video reflection now. So.
Okay. give her thanks, or my thanks to her as well. Thanks, Jossie. All right. I'm at sea here. We've departed from the script, so are we singing now? Let's sing.
Let's all sing the chorus of Go Make a Difference. More voices, 209.
Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the
Okay, I don't have very much to say, but I just want to thank all the people who sent in memories or pictures that we could add to a memory book. And so I'm giving Denise the memory book, but there are absolutely no pages in it right now, because I thought with all of you here, you might want to go down, take a look at what is being sent in and add your comments. Or
Hold this in front.
add your comments or identify some of the people. We found some wonderful pictures that arrived, or we put them in, but we didn't know who they were. People have changed, especially the little ones, so please help us out. So this is a memory that Denise can take with us, knowing that we've appreciated and loved her all this time and want you to not forget us when you go on your way. So here's the box. There really are cards in here. And this is an example, like barbecues that we had almost every year, at least once. And so we have a few pictures, but there are more pages you can add your comments, because I'm sure every one of us has memories about things like that. So you'll find this sort of thing, and pens and glue and everything downstairs. And Denise, all the best to you in your retirement. New days.
This will be a good way to remind me of things, because all of you are reminding me of events and things that have happened. So this is great.
So I'll take these downstairs so you don't have.
Yep.
Hey Denise, it's kind of nice to be up here. I get to do the presentation on behalf of the congregation here. We took up a collection for you and Lawrence. I understand you guys are going to go on a nice big trip eventually. So on behalf of the whole congregation of St. Paul's, I want to thank you very much, and I want to present you with a gift from St. Paul's. Also, I'd like to invite everybody down to the Foot Auditorium afterwards. I want to thank the Paulettes. They graciously prepared a light luncheon, so there's a light luncheon downstairs following the service in honor of Denise, put together by the Paulettes. So again, thank the Paulettes, and come down and speak with Denise. Thanks.
Thank you. This is a very generous gift. Lawrence and I have plans next spring to travel across Canada and see all of the eastern provinces, especially Newfoundland. So thank you very much. This will be wonderful, and we'll remember you as we go across Canada. I also just want to say thank you. Thank you for all of the beautiful memories you've shared today. Thank you for those of you that got your girls to send messages. That was really touching. I really appreciated that. I also want to say thank you, like Gordon said, for being you, for being the kind of congregation where a person can stay for 25 years and feel stimulated and keep going and trying new things. That was wonderful. But I also want to say thank you for this time that is very unique even among ministers. Richard has been where he is for 25 years, but he and I are the exception, not the rule. And so I have gotten to watch you go through all of your life experiences. And it's just such a joy to have Amelia, who I baptized when she was born, leading worship today. That is such a privilege. It's such a delight to be able to accompany you in your faith journeys and you to affect my faith journey and deepen my faith and enrich my life. So I have many memories, and now I can add to them with all of that you have shared. Just a minute. So, yes, this is what I wanted to say. Together, we've lived into being people of justice and compassion. Together. And in the world. And now as we go our separate ways, it is my fondest hope that we will continue to be people of love and justice and practice being at peace with ourselves, with others, and with the world. Bless you all, and thank you so much. It's such a delight to see all these people in our congregation again. It's been so long since we were all together like this, so thank you for daring to come out and put on your mask and be together today. I'll see you, some of you downstairs, but blessings to all of the rest of you. Let's sing.
Would you please bring forward the symbol of our offerings? Many people give through PAR and online. Others give their time and their abilities and their presence to those who need it. All of this is in the service of spreading God's vision for love in the world. When we act together as one, we are stronger. Join me now as we pray the prayer Jesus taught. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And now please turn into your More Voices book to number 30. It's a song of praise to the Maker.
the universe sings, and by the Spirit, you and I can join our voice to the holy cry, and sing, sing, sing to the Maker's
What a great hymn that is. Would you please be seated? Creative and loving energy of the universe, we give thanks for this day of ministry of Denise Davis Taylor, which has given expression over the years to that which is life-giving and nurturing and faithful. We give thanks for Denise's spirit, which has inspired many to find and express the gifts they have to give to their lives and their communities. We give thanks for Denise's faith, which has helped many to look deep within themselves, to find that which is sacred, and has challenged people to look into new vistas of understanding and faith expressions. We give thanks for Denise's ministry to young people, which has affirmed the diverse beauty of their personalities and which has opened their eyes to a world that needs their gifts and their leadership. We give thanks for Denise's years of ministry to many communities of faith and her 25 years of ministry to St. Paul's United Church. These years have been faithful and loving and good. We give thanks for the support of her partner, Lawrence, her sons, Jeremy and Nathan, and their families. May they all be blessed in the changed nature of Denise's journey that they will share with her. Sacred and loving Spirit, bless us all as we go forth to express our own varied ministries in following the path of Jesus' ministry of service and love to which we are all called. May we all live lives that are life-affirming, working for justice and being examples of hope and compassion to our communities and our world. May this and all that we express deep within our hearts in our silent prayers, may all of this be so. Go in love, go in peace.